Welcome to PMR Family. We know you are all confused about our different initiatives, so kindly don't guess anymore. Let's talk. Today we're doing a deep dive into something pretty wild. Imagine taking the raw, rebellious energy of an underground rap battle and legally transforming it into a heavily audited, tax-exempt machine.
Right, a machine designed to actually cure a city's drug crisis.
Exactly. We are opening up the actual incorporation documents, the manifestos, and the government certificates of PMR to see how they evolved into a fully structured movement. Our mission for you today is to show exactly how art, activism, and psychology merge to tackle massive real-world problems.
Yeah, it is a profound shift, honestly. You are looking at a group that stopped just, producing content and started producing systemic change.
Okay, let's unpack this. Normally, hip-hop culture is all about underground tracks and defying the system, right? But PMR has officially transitioned into the HipHop NGO Federation. That's a registered Section 8 nonprofit company.
Which is a huge deal legally.
Right, but wait, I'm struggling with this right out of the gate.
Yeah.
If you take a street entity and bury it in corporate paperwork, don't they just become another boring institution? How do they avoid becoming the exact institutional boredom they've been rapping against?
Well, that is the exact trap most grassroots movements fall into. But what's fascinating here is how they are using the bureaucracy as a shield. They've secured their 12A and 80G tax-exempt certifications.
Oh, so donations to them are tax deductible now.
Exactly. Add in their official NGO DARPAN ID, which is JK/2025/0743505. And they suddenly become a magnet for corporate CSR, corporate social responsibility funds.
Ah, okay, so it's a fund first, hire second strategy.
Yes, exactly.
They build a financial fortress to attract serious grants before they ever have to worry about building a massive salary-based army. It's like taking the engine out of a street racing car and hooking it up to a city's power grid.
I love that analogy.
They are keeping all that raw, aggressive horsepower, but redirecting it to light up the entire neighborhood.
Precisely. The legal trust is basically the grid.
But here is the friction, I think. You have the corporate funding locked down, sure, but cash doesn't automatically cure a local drug crisis. How does this high-level tax status actually translate to the streets of Jammu?
Well, that brings us to their first major ground-level strike. It's Chapter 02, known as Jammu Wala Flavour and Jaago Jammu.
Jaago Jammu, okay.
Yeah, they're taking this new infrastructure and aiming it directly at the massive problems facing Jammu's youth. We are talking specifically about drug abuse, mental health struggles, and just a total lack of direction.
And if you're listening to this, you might be picturing standard, boring awareness seminars in a stuffy gymnasium, right? But they are tossing that playbook out.
Completely tossing it out.
They're using storytelling and hip-hop to express the raw truth of Jammu's youth. It's not a lecture.
Right, but expression without a mechanism is just venting, You have to look at the underlying psychology. The Memorandum of Association outlines how they intervene using art-based healing for mental wellness and a highly specific anti-drug peer mentor model.
Yes, let's look closer at that mentor model because it is brilliant. They literally take former addicts and survivors and train them to be peer mentors.
Think about why that works, though. It bypasses the natural resistance a struggling teenager has to say, an outsider in a suit.
Oh, for sure.
The destigmatization happens instantly because the message comes from inside the community. It's coming from someone who has lived the lyrics, literally.
Okay, but even with a mentor, how do you keep a kid from falling back into the same environment?
Right.
You need a way out. And I see they offer what they call a package of gifts.
Yes, the package of gifts.
It includes alternative career training in music production, video editing, digital marketing, and even AI.
And this is where the mechanism really clicks into place. By teaching a kid video editing or AI, they aren't just giving them a distraction, they are actually rewiring their reward system.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense.
Right. They are providing an immediate, monetizable exit strategy from street-level poverty. When you give someone a viable, modern way to earn respect and money, the appeal of the street just fades.
So it's a complete psychological and economic loop. Which makes me realize Jammu is really just the pilot program, isn't it? If this package works to heal the youth in one specific city, it becomes a blueprint.
If we connect this to the bigger picture laid out in their documents, that is exactly the goal. It's called #Mission 2030.
Mission 2030, got it.
It is a massive youth-driven movement aiming to replicate this exact model of counseling, art therapy, and drug awareness in over 2,200 cities across India.
Over 2,000 cities. They are basically building a franchise of healing.
They really are. It
Yeah.
forces you to rethink the mechanics of social change entirely, using local culture instead of replacing it.
It really does. So we leave you with this final thought to explore on your own. If underground street culture can be successfully institutionalized to fuel a city's youth, what other global crises might we solve by redirecting local culture, rather than just throwing traditional charity at them? Don't guess, let's talk.